In the world of numismatics, the humble Lincoln penny from 1993, with the D mint mark might seem ordinary at first glance, yet beneath its copper-plated surface lies a story fueled by extreme scarcity and mystery surrounding its striking. What makes this specific coin especially enticing for collectors is the combination of low-visibility mint errors and a production anomaly that few knew existed when the coin first entered circulation. Only a tiny handful ever made it out of the Denver Mint, and they stirred little attention until one was discovered in pristine condition, launching a new chapter in U.S. coin history. Most Lincoln cents from 1993, with the D mint mark, were produced routinely, but a distinctive variety included a misaligned striking and doubled design features, which together made them nearly impossible to notice without a magnifier. Sharp-eyed collectors eventually recognized a series of flaws on the reverse lettering and the Lincoln Monument columns, indicating that the dies used for this run were never meant for general circulation. With so few pieces verified, a new level of secrecy and thrill surrounded their survival rate. Many experts explain that the creation of the 1993, with the D mint mark rare variant, coincided with an experimental production program aimed at improving die longevity. This trial reportedly involved modified surface finishes that unexpectedly reacted when striking the copper-plated blanks. In rare cases, the strike produced deeper than usual impressions, revealing finer details but creating sharp edges that caused mechanical rejection. A few of those coins, however, slipped through inspection. Those who first came across a genuine 1993, with the D mint mark error penny, often dismissed it as a standard cent tarnished by circulation, unknowing that the particular surface shine combined with the unusual reverse lettering was unlike anything found on other pennies from that period. One early owner admitted holding onto his example for years before a coin show appraiser spotted the telltale doubling and confirmed the existence of the variety. Collectors agree that one important feature of the 1993, with the D mint mark variant, is the abnormal spacing in the word "United" on the reverse side, which appears too tight compared to the usual issues. Even more intriguing is the slight angular tilt of Lincoln's bust that only becomes visible under certain lighting conditions. These subtle markers have become necessary references for authenticating genuine examples, and no other Lincoln cent displays them. The controversy deepened when archive research at the Denver Mint revealed no record of a special die variety officially authorized in 1993, with the D mint mark. This has led to speculation that a small batch of experimental dies were used briefly before being pulled out, making the resulting coins accidental classics in American numismatic history. No official statement has ever confirmed or denied their existence, keeping the fascination for this strange issue alive. Once awareness spread among major coin graders and auction houses, professional authentication services began cataloging known examples of the 1993, with the D mint mark rare penny. Despite increased attention, the total number verified remains tiny. At most, experts estimate fewer than 15 coins exist in any collectible condition, while possibly only 3 to 5 remain in uncirculated state. Stories from seasoned collectors describe desperate searches in rolls of penny boxes hoping to find just one 1993, with the D mint mark example. Some hobbyists remember driving across several states buying entire bags of Lincoln cents from banks with no luck. Their efforts fueled more public interest and confirmed how scarce the coin actually is, making it almost mythical. The few known coins that appeared in auctions created intense competition. One instance saw 3 phone bidders and 2 in-person collectors raising the price far beyond the initial estimate. Every time a 1993, with the D mint mark error penny comes to market, it easily breaks previous records because collectors know that another opportunity might not appear for years. Value for a genuine 1993, with the D mint mark rare Lincoln cent in pristine mint state, has steadily risen over the past decade. Today, given the extreme shortage and high demand among advanced numismatists, the worth of such a coin can approach up to $1 million at auction, with some experts believing that a perfectly preserved specimen could set a new record if offered in the right setting. Although the U.S. Mint continues producing modern Lincoln cents, no regular issue from the 1990s has achieved the legendary status of the 1993, with the D mint mark rarity, and many collectors still believe another undiscovered piece might be sitting unnoticed in someone's change jar. The story of the Lincoln penny traces back to 1971, when the United States Mint produced several striking variations that would later capture the attention of collectors worldwide. Among these, the pieces minted in 1971, with a small S or D delicately printed beneath the year on the obverse, are the most fascinating because they reveal the quiet evolution of American coinage and its minting technology. During 1971, mint officials experimented with different die polishing techniques, which resulted in subtle design inconsistencies. Some pennies from 1971 show a rare double die effect in the wording, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." These doubled impressions triggered intense interest among serious numismatists and have fueled private debates over the exact number of coins produced with this double strike. Because standard Lincoln cents from 1971 were circulated in the tens of millions, these double die examples remain extremely hard to find. Experts agree that fewer than 150 examples of the double die coins from 1971 have survived in mint state condition. This rarity means that finding just one of those pennies becomes a real treasure hunt and adds to the tremendous mystique that surrounds these unusual coins. Another captivating fact is the difference in the surface tones visible on coins from 1971, depending on the mint of origin. Coins produced in San Francisco generally have a sharper detail in Lincoln's bust, while Denver pieces from 1971 show a slightly warmer tone due to variations in alloy composition. Dedicated collectors use magnification to carefully examine every contour of Lincoln's beard, suit, and hair to confirm authenticity. Since the general public seldom noticed double dies in 1971, the majority of these precious pennies went straight into circulation. Over decades, many were lost, damaged, or melted down, leaving only a handful to be studied. Every time a new high-quality coin from 1971 surfaces at auction, it reminds the numismatic world that great discoveries are still possible. Experts encourage collectors to scrutinize any penny dated 1971, especially if the lettering appears thicker or slightly shadowed. In well-preserved examples, the doubling is visible even without magnification. The smallest difference in the thickness of letter strokes can mean the difference between a common cent and a rare treasure from 1971 that deserves professional grading. There is also mystery surrounding how such distinct double dies from 1971 escaped the mint's own inspection procedures. Former employees have mentioned that high production pressure in 1971 left little time for detailed inspection, making it easier for small minting errors to enter circulation. Today, collectors around the world carefully examine old change jars, looking for the unmistakable markers of rare pennies from 1971. Some hobbyists still recall their first discovery of such a coin, describing the emotional rush they felt, realizing it dated 1971 and carried the coveted mint mark. Every major coin exhibition dedicates at least one showcase to rare Lincoln cents from 1971, and visitors spend long moments studying high-resolution photographs of the exact die variations and minting irregularities that define their legendary status. A verified double die Lincoln cent from 1971, with a clear mint mark and excellent preservation, can fetch anywhere from several $1,000s to just under $1 million, depending on market demand and grading level. This video dives into the intriguing story of the rare 1990 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Produced at a time when mint marks were crucial for identifying origin, a small batch of 1990 pennies left the U.S. Mint without any mint mark at all. This rare deviation sparked intense interest among coin collectors and historians, who immediately recognized its importance. Most 1990 Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia or Denver mints, and carried the appropriate P or D mint mark. Due to a production error, a very small number of these coins were accidentally struck without any mint mark. These unmarked coins escaped into regular circulation and remained hidden for years, blending in with ordinary pennies used in everyday transactions. Rumors started circulating in the numismatic community that a few of these error coins had been found in pocket change. Early collectors who discovered them were amazed by the fact that such a small detail made the coin incredibly rare and significant. As more people searched their jars of change, just a handful of authentic mint mark-less 1990 Lincoln pennies were ever confirmed. The excitement grew as experts began to verify the legitimacy of these coins. The U.S. Mint never officially released information about the exact number of 1990 pennies made without mint marks, which added even more mystery to their existence. Their rarity led to extensive examination and authentication processes conducted by top grading services. These pennies became a symbol of accidental perfection, celebrated for slipping through the strict quality control guidelines. In the world of coin collecting, even a small mistake can elevate a coin's status dramatically, and this 1990 no mint mark piece became one of the most talked about pennies in recent decades. Collectors began showcasing the 1990 no mint mark penny at major coin shows and auctions. Each appearance resulted in increased interest and higher prices, surprising even seasoned numismatists. Speculation about how many more of these hidden gems might still be in circulation turned the search for them into a modern treasure hunt. The fame of this unusual 1990 penny spread across news outlets and coin collecting forums. People who had never considered coin collecting before became curious and started checking their loose change. Schools and libraries even incorporated stories about the 1990 no mint mark penny into educational talks about human errors in design and manufacturing. Over time, professional collectors and investors recognized that the rarity and mystery surrounding the 1990 penny made it comparable to other legendary coins. It wasn't just an error, it was a historical moment preserved in copper. That extra layer of curiosity boosted its desirability far beyond typical collectible coins. Today, the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is considered one of the most elusive modern U.S. coins. Anyone who owns a verified example holds a piece of history that has sparked enthusiasm throughout the numismatic world. It is admired not just for its error but for the massive cultural impact it had among collectors. The estimated value of an authentic 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition can range from several $100,000 and reach up to $1 million depending on its grade and market demand. Next is the year 1966, stands as a pivotal point in the legacy of the Lincoln penny, as collectors uncover a small number of 1-cent coins bearing mysterious mint marks that were never officially issued by the United States Mint. It may sound unbelievable, 1966, pennies should not have any mint mark at all due to the mint's policy at the time, and yet here and there, authenticated pieces have surfaced carrying a tiny D or S under the date. Experts believe these 1966 mint mark pennies were inadvertently struck using leftover dies or through experimental setups at the mint. Every example has drawn intense attention from numismatists across the world. Some theories suggest that employees, curious about how a mint mark would appear on that year's penny, created a few test strikes, which somehow escaped destruction. The first known example of the 1966 Lincoln penny with mint mark was discovered by a coin collector at a small flea market, and initially sold for just a few dollars. It wasn't until it underwent professional grading that experts confirmed it was an authentic mint error from 1966, with genuine historical roots. This caused an immediate sensation in the collecting community. Subsequent discoveries, although extremely rare, all came from scattered private collections rather than mint bags or official sets. This pattern suggests that these 1966 mint-marked pennies were never released through regular distribution channels, but made their way into the public by chance or private channels. This only deepens the mystery and increases the appeal. Each known 1966 penny with mint mark shows sharp detail in both the obverse and reverse designs, suggesting that the dies used were in excellent condition. The surfaces are generally of high quality, which further supports the argument that these were created intentionally and not by accident. Some even show evidence of being struck with special care. Collectors today actively hunt for these elusive coins in rolls and old collections, in hopes of uncovering another unknown example. Digital platforms and auction houses have received thousands of inquiries about 1966 mint-marked pennies over the last decade, a sign of how widespread the fascination has become for this single-date anomaly. Numismatists often refer to the 1966 mint-marked penny as a ghost mint coin, meaning a coin struck with an unofficial mint mark in a year when no mint mark should exist. This term reflects the strange and limited origin of these pieces, and highlights how hard it is to prove their existence without strict authentication. While most Lincoln cents from the 1960s are common, the 1966 mint-marked penny stands out as a rare treasure that blends mystery, history, and material value. The records show less than a handful of verified pieces, and each one is carefully catalogued by independent grading firms. Auction archives reveal intense bidding whenever a 1966 penny with mint mark appears for sale. Bidders include museum representatives, private investors, and veteran collectors. The final prices always exceed initial estimates, leaving stunned onlookers and setting new records. In terms of value, the 1966 mint-marked penny can command prices from $800,000 to $1 million in top condition, depending on the clarity of the mint mark, the overall preservation of the coin, and the certification by a top-tier grading service. The story of this coin is not just about metal and markings. It captures a moment in American history when policies limited mint marks, and yet curiosity might have led to unauthorized creations. Every owner of this 1966 penny with mint mark becomes part of that larger mystery, keeping the story alive for future generations. Some numismatists speculate that a few more examples might still be hidden in long-forgotten coin albums or old bank rolls stored in attics. The possibility that another 1966 mint-marked penny might emerge fuels constant excitement and careful searching among serious collectors. Even if no more examples are ever found, the existing 1966 mint-marked pennies will continue to be studied, discussed, and admired. They are not only rare coins but also historical artifacts that represent a deviation from official mint production practices. So every time someone examines a roll of Lincoln pennies and sees the date 1966, they hope for that tiny mint mark that could change everything, transforming an ordinary coin into one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in United States numismatic history. Next is the 1982 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. Isn't just a mere coin, it's a historical footprint in copper and zinc that hides deep details overlooked by most collectors. Several factors contributed to the scarcity of this specific version, making it a hot topic among numismatic enthusiasts who search tirelessly through their collections hoping to find one. Back in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a pivotal change in the composition of the penny, shifting from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc planchet. This transition created multiple varieties including large date and small date versions. Amid all these versions, the rarest and most valuable emerged due to an accidental strike of a copper planchet when the mint was supposed to be using zinc. Only a few of these coins slipped past quality control. Collectors and historians know that 1982 was a turning point, and the Lincoln pennies produced during this year are more complex than any other years, because of the multiple metal combinations as well as mint locations. Traditionally, Denver and Philadelphia carried out mass production, but the handful of copper planchets mixed within the mint-marked coins laid the foundation for today's incredibly rare specimens. When studying these coins closely, experts have identified subtle differences, with the small date style being one of the defining characteristics. It is in this critical detail that the rare 1982 mint-marked copper penny can be confirmed. The lettering appears slightly sharper, and the date is more compact in comparison to the large date variety. It is a subtle distinction, but one that defines whether the coin is common or one in a lifetime. The true charm of this rare penny lies in its accidental creation. In 1982, during the transition, the mint did not publicly report mixing copper blanks with the new zinc planchets. This unintended oversight resulted in extremely low mintage numbers that are believed to be less than 10 known examples today. Such small survival rates are the root reason why this variety is regarded as one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. Many collectors dream of stumbling upon this hidden gem in old change jars or inherited collections. The thrill comes from the fact that this coin looks almost identical to the ordinary Lincoln cents of the same year, especially when 1982 appears like any other ordinary year. However, a simple weight test can reveal the truth. Copper cents weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc cents weigh only 2.5 grams, and this difference alone has helped identify all known examples of the rare copper variety. Each time a new example is discovered, the numismatic community reacts with intense excitement. It's not just a penny, it's a time capsule that reflects one of the most important shifts in U.S. minting history. The known specimens with the small date and mint mark continue to gain visibility, and collectors pay close attention to every detail, making sure they spot the legitimate markers of the transition era. This discussion of weight, composition and date style is crucial when differentiating regular 1982 zinc pennies from the rare copper version. Only a few genuine examples exist with a mint mark, and every verified discovery increases the excitement among experts and collectors. Even the finest grading services have recognized the importance of these coins by placing them in elite categories in their registry sets. The historical context makes this penny more than a lucky find. It is a literal symbol of change in U.S. currency. In 1982, the U.S. Mint tried to reduce manufacturing cost of small denomination coins by changing the metal blend. In doing so, they unintentionally gave future generations a chance at discovering a spectacular rarity. In terms of value, recent verified sales of this 1982 small date copper penny with mint mark have shocked the coin collecting community. Depending on condition and verification, these coins have reached auction prices close to $1 million, making them one of the highest valued modern pennies in existence. If someone finds such a coin, professional verification and grading is required. The process confirms authenticity and helps determine the exact grade. Through such official certification, the 1982 penny transforms from a pocket change curiosity into a priceless artifact. Stories persist of individuals finding these rare pennies in inherited jars or rolls purchased from banks. Because only a handful of these coins exist, 1982 mint-marked copper small-date pennies are likely to remain legendary in the field of numismatics for decades to come. For those still hunting 1982 pennies, patience and determination will always be key. Every change jar and old collector roll holds the possibility of history waiting to be discovered. The 1977 mint-mark Lincoln penny stands as one of the most intriguing United States copper coins, partly due to its unexpectedly scarce surviving population and the captivating circumstances surrounding its minting. Struck in Denver during a time when economic shifts were reshaping America, the Lincoln cent continued its long-standing run, yet the 1977 variation experienced unusually low quality control, leading to subtle die anomalies that only appear on a fraction of surviving pieces. Collectors became aware of this only much later, after decades of circulation, started to reveal the slightly doubled features and stretched date impression that make certain examples so rare today. For seasoned numismatists, the 1977 D. Lincoln penny possesses an unmistakable appearance, displaying deeper rim definition and a dramatic, clean strike that stands apart from typical business strike pennies of the modern era. These exceptional pieces usually show clearer lines around Lincoln's hair and jaw, with almost proof-like surfaces that develop a unique reddish patina over time. The rarity arises primarily from the fact that fewer than a few dozen of these accurately struck and preserved coins entered long-term collections before the rest were worn down in circulation. A small number of pristine 1977 D cents also reveal a minor, almost hidden die crack above the Liberty inscription, increasing their desirability even beyond the standard rare variety. These features remained largely unknown to the wider collecting community until the late 1990s, when a group of Colorado collectors publicized the variety in a numismatic magazine, sparking a rush among enthusiasts to locate examples in their coin jars and bank rolls. As public awareness grew, dedicated research added historical value to this particular penny. Archival documents from the Denver Mint confirm that the press striking this batch of 1977 D cents underwent an abrupt part replacement during the shift, possibly affecting die alignment. This historical detail helped solidify the coin's reputation as one of the most interesting post-1960 Lincoln pennies ever released. Interest in the 1977 D rare variety gradually stepped beyond hardcore collectors and into mainstream auctions. Major auction houses began featuring the coin, sometimes as a highlighted item in modern American coin catalogs. Bidders quickly recognized the rarity of examples showing strong detail and original luster, often pushing bidding into unprecedented levels for a late 20th century cent. It is noteworthy that the coin still occasionally appears in small estate collections and family coin jars, having passed decades unnoticed, which further contributes to its legendary reputation. The thrill of potentially discovering a valuable 1977 D penny in everyday change continues to attract new hobbyists to the world of coin collecting. Collectors emphasize the importance of proper grading. Only those 1977 D pennies in uncirculated to mint state condition with noticeable strike quality and specific flaw placement are considered the rare and valuable specimens. Authentication by a grading service is crucial because minor wear or damage significantly lowers numismatic value. The actual value of a top-grade example varies depending on the strength of the strike and eye appeal. One such coin in MS 67 plus condition has reportedly attracted offers reaching up to $1 million in private sale discussions, especially when showing pristine surface preservation and identifiable die characteristics from the original rare batch. All of these factors combine to make the 1977 D Lincoln cent not just a simple copper coin, but a testament to how subtle mint variations and traceable historical detail can transform an ordinary penny into one of the most valuable and desirable coins in the entire series. Next is the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Holds a very special place in American coinage history, and this particular year remains one of the most intriguing topics among numismatists. Known for its rarity, the 1968 penny with select mint marks has sparked attention not just because of its age, but due to the mysterious conditions surrounding its creation. For collectors, this coin represents more than just copper. It reflects the meticulous craftsmanship and surprisingly scarce survival rate of specific mint mark variations. Rumors of limited strikes at particular mints surfaced after coin experts discovered that many 1968 pennies simply didn't show up in circulation like they should. Over time, certain examples found in collections and hoards revealed slight differences that made this penny all the more fascinating. These rare 1968 coins tend to carry bold, well-struck features, sharp edges, and flawless inscriptions, all of which suggest the involvement of highly precise dies. The story gets more mysterious when you consider that the Denver Mint, which produced a large number of pennies that year, only produced a very small batch with this precise mint mark variation. This immediately created a sense of scarcity. Collectors were surprised to discover that these 1968 coins with the desired mint mark were hardly found in circulation. Only a handful appear to exist today according to public records. You might wonder how it's possible for coins minted in the millions to become rare. One theory suggests that mislabeling and immediate withdrawal of a certain batch from circulation may have occurred shortly after the 1968 run started. That theory gained more traction when multiple coin experts compared archived mint data and discovered a suspicious drop in mid-year production records. It's almost like a part of the batch vanished without explanation. Over the years, multiple auction houses have reported only a few authenticated 1968 pennies with this particular mint mark entering the public auction market. Every time one shows up, it causes a sensation within the coin collecting community. Serious collectors become fierce competitors and the bidding process becomes incredibly intense. Even people who do not normally collect pennies find themselves drawn to the mystery and beauty behind the coin. The design itself is completely standard for the Lincoln series, yet subtle variations in the mint mark's alignment distinguish the rare specimens from regular ones. Only experts using high magnification can properly identify these differences. They look for an exact position of the mint mark relative to the date, something most people would simply overlook. That small shift in placement is enough to elevate a basic 1968 penny into a priceless treasure. Authentication is incredibly important. Numismatic grading services treat any 1968 penny with the rare mint mark as a priority submission. Top-tier graders examine the surface under precise lighting and determine whether the mint mark location and texture matches known rare examples. Many coins fail this process, making the verified pieces even more valuable to collectors. Sometimes these coins are found in old jars or family estates, completely unnoticed for years. One known example surfaced from a childhood collection that had been forgotten in an attic for decades. The owner cleaned out old boxes and happened to run the penny through a magnifier, where the rare 1968 mint mark was identified. That discovery led to one of the most remarkable auction stories in recent coin history. This is why collectors recommend carefully examining every 1968 penny you come across. It might look like a regular 1-cent coin, but the difference lies in microscopic details. No advanced equipment is needed at first, just good lighting and a little patience. If the mint mark seems slightly off from usual position, you may be holding a unique treasure and should have it professionally graded immediately. When it comes to value, a verified 1968 1-cent Lincoln penny with the rare mint mark can reach values up to $1 million depending on condition, grading, and overall eye appeal. Even circulated examples can command extremely high prices if the mint mark is authentic. In uncirculated condition with a flawless surface, these coins are capable of reaching astonishing figures at auction. For many, it's not even just about the financial value. The 1968 penny with the sought-after mint mark represents a moment in history when an almost unnoticed anomaly changed the way people viewed an entire coin series. It proves that even something as common as a 1-cent coin can become a priceless historical artifact under the right circumstances. Next is the 1997 Lincoln penny holds an extraordinary place in numismatic lore, being one of the rarest 1-cent coins that ever emerged from the United States Mint. Only a tiny number of these coins were created with the specific mint mark that collectors now deem legendary, and their scarcity continues to generate widespread fascination. Many collectors initially overlooked the 1997 cent, thinking it was a standard circulation coin. It took years for serious numismatists to realize that a few coins from this mintage contained a distinct die variation and possessed an extremely fine strike that differed subtly from regular issues. This 1997 rarity is distinguished by its prominent mint mark location, slightly higher and more defined than usual. Under magnification, experts note the clear and sharp edges surrounding the mint mark, indicating an extremely early die state. That tiny detail is the major clue that places this cent into the realm of ultra-rare coins. Another relevant characteristic is the highly reflective field surface seen on the obverse of the 1997 penny. Most Lincoln cents from this period exhibit standard matte surfaces, but this small subgroup of rare coins clearly shows proof-like qualities, suggesting that they were struck on specially prepared planchets not intended for general circulation. Those fortunate enough to own one of these rare 1997 Lincoln cents typically discover a slightly doubled profile on the left side of Lincoln's bust. This doubling is consistent and subtle, not the result of post-mint damage, and respected grading services confirm it as a genuine double die variety. Reputable auction houses have authenticated only a handful of surviving examples of the 1997 Lincoln cent with this exact mint mark and double die combination. Each time one of these coins appears, it draws intense competitive bids from elite collectors and large institutions hoping to complete their rare cent collections. One of the most remarkable features of this 1997 cent is that its reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial with unusual clarity and strong device separation. The steps of the monument are sharply delineated, and collectors consider this another confirmation of its extraordinary strike quality. Several historians believe the 1997 issue may have been part of a brief experimental run or a small preliminary group of coins struck at the mint to test new die preparation techniques. These coins were never supposed to blend into circulation, but a few pieces escaped and eventually surfaced years later. In recent years, increasing media coverage has brought the 1997 1-cent rarity to the attention of investors and the general public. Professional grading companies report higher submission numbers from people hoping their 1997 pennies might be this coveted variety. Although only a tiny portion is ever confirmed as authentic, because of its rarity and the intense demand from top collectors. The value of a genuine 1997 Lincoln penny with the correct mint mark and double die variety can reach up to $1 million in top preserved condition. Many specialists predict that the value of the 1997 1-cent coin will continue to increase with time, as fewer examples remain in the marketplace and public interest intensifies, making it one of the most captivating numismatic treasures in American coinage history. Next is the Lincoln 1-cent coin from 1979, with a distinct mint mark holds a mysterious allure in numismatic circles, often whispered about among collectors for its surprising scarcity and historical resonance. This penny stands out not only for its design but for the rare production anomalies that occurred during its minting period. It was during 1979 that the United States Mint experimented with slightly different die designs and metal compositions, and a very small batch accidentally carried a unique variation. This made the already iconic Lincoln cent enter a new realm of excitement for coin enthusiasts. Collectors in the U.S. began to realize that some 1979 cents contained an unusually crisp strike and slightly thicker rim, and over time it became evident that only a select number left the mint with these characteristics. Those displaying an S or D mint mark carry an even rarer combination of qualities. In some cases, these little coins from 1979 show doubling on the date and lettering when examined under magnification. This subtle doubling is one of the most desired errors in coin collecting, creating a competitive hunt for surviving examples. More significantly, the 1979 Lincoln cent is tied to the historical context of a transitional era in U.S. currency. Inflation and metal shortages prompted the mint to assess cost-saving measures. So changes were quietly tested on planchets and dies. Demand grew sharply as collectors realized just how difficult it was to find a pristine 1979 Lincoln penny with the right mint mark and well-preserved finish. An original uncirculated coin is almost impossible to discover in regular circulation today. Many specialists note that the coin struck at the San Francisco Mint in 1979 displays slight variations in the Lincoln bust and lettering alignment. This subtle difference is not present in the Philadelphia or Denver versions and thus became highly sought after. Even coins from circulation have been submitted to grading agencies in hopes of identifying one of the extremely limited mint mark varieties from 1979, and although the vast majority are common, a select handful have been verified as exceptionally rare. The value of this penny dramatically increases if it retains its original red color and shows minimal wear. Examples graded MS 67 or higher hold a legendary status among numismatists, simply because only a few high-grade specimens of the 1979 mint-marked cent are known to exist. The worth of a flawless and certified 1979 Lincoln 1 cent with the rare mint mark can rise as high as $1 million in today's auction market, and even lower-grade examples with minor variations can fetch tens of thousands. Even though it may look like an ordinary coin from a distance, the 1979 Lincoln cent with the correct mint mark continues to fascinate coin historians and casual collectors alike. Its blend of historical nuance and extreme scarcity fuel constant curiosity and admiration. Future discoveries remain possible as more people begin examining their pocket change, but anyone who finds a well-preserved 1979 Lincoln penny with the confirmed mint mark variation might very well be holding a life-changing treasure.